My name is Nitin, CTO and co-founder of Selector AI. And I'm here with my partners. We have Debashis, who runs solution engineering, and then John, who's going to help me with the demos that we do over here. Uh, we're going to start off with a brief introduction about the company, who our customers are, how they use us. And then John and I are going to go deep into the technology. And today I'm going to focus on one aspect of our stack. How do you have a conversational interface to our product? We'll just focus on that today. So looking forward to an interesting discussion. Thank you again, Deba.
So since last year, we have around 50 deployments across the world. And if you look at the key segment that we have targeted is primarily service providers and also large enterprises. When I mean large enterprises, these are Fortune 100 companies. If you look at their network, it's a combination of their private network and also dependency on the public infrastructure. So when they manage their network, their infrastructure, it's like a small service provider. But the key focus for us has been large service providers and Fortune 100 enterprises. And the key outcomes that they have realized with our product is primarily looking at the correlating the data that we ingest, metrics, logs, events, alerts, and don't have to look at 5 different dashboards, different tools. Bring all that together. How do you correlate and get to the right root cause quickly? That's been the focus so far on us. And by doing that, what happens is that we have eliminated the human interaction. Don't have to go look at multiple different dashboards to figure out what's happening. Don't have to do some kind of a mental correlation to figure out what's happening. Reduce the time to get to the right data source, right data, and use that to get to the right root cause. That's been the focus. And the topic of today's presentation is that how to access that data using natural language. That helps to provide these insights across the organization. Doesn't matter. It could be a NOC team, it could be an operations team, it could be engineering team, all have access to the same type of insights and data. That's been the 3 key focus area for us. Now, if you look at the customer segments, primarily, as I said, service providers and the large enterprises. But if we do the next level deep dive, what are the primary use cases that we are focused on? For example, if I take retail, it could be looking at the health of the sites, health of the properties, health of the application serving in those retail and enterprise, and how it is dependent on the underlying network. That's been the key focus for the retail. Service providers, yes, looking at the routing stack, looking at how the routes are advertised. If there is any kind of a increase in latency, packet loss, how do you root cause it, whether it's a routing layer or the device layer? That's been the focus for the service providers. Other 2 key segments that we have targeted is primarily the media distribution and the IPTV distribution. It could be any sporting event or any large service provider transmitting IPTV. So now if you look at the quality of the video and if there is any kind of degradation, is it dependent on the network, application, head end? Where is the problem is? Getting to that root cause has been a focus in multiple of our deployments. And then the 2 new ones that we have added in the last year is primarily focused on colo services. For example, it's not just the public cloud. The large enterprises are dependent on the colo services when they have their own infrastructure housed in those locations. How to get the health of that? Is your application or network performance is dependent on those services or not? Get to the root cause of that. Now let's look at few key points why we have been successful in the last 1 year, why there are 50 deployments out there. One of the key insights that we got is that unless we provide a complete managed service where we monitor, deploy our platform end to end, it's very difficult to adopt these platforms because you just can't throw the product over the wall and let customers do the configuration, ingest the data, trying to find the insights. It becomes very difficult. So our primary focus is that for our customers, we completely install, deploy, manage, ingest the data, and build the insights for them. We just have to have regular cadence of a weekly call with them to get the requirements, and then we take care of that. That has been the biggest reason of our success. Second is, if you look at our tech stack, the way we collect the data, we can collect all kinds of different types of data. As I said, config events, alerts, metrics, logs. That has helped us to bring those correlations, bring those insights. Because traditional tools, if you look at it, they're focused primarily maybe on logs, on metrics, or just on events. Then you are just having multiple different silos. But having that engine where we can collect this data has helped us to get to the right insight. And the final point is programmability. If we look at different deployments, every deployment has some kind of different nuanced data model. The way the operations teams interacts with the ITSM tools, there's a lot of differences there. So one tool may not fit all. But now, if you make the platform completely programmable, what I mean by that, programmability at the ingestion layer, programmability at the integration to the ITSM layer, programmability in the terms of how we normalize the data, all three layers helps to build those insights. So therefore, if I have to pick three things why we are successful, primarily the complete managed service, the flexibility to ingest any kind of data, and finally, the programmability of the platform. So having said that, so hopefully that gave you a good background what happened in the last 1 year, and we'll take more questions after the demo. So I'll hand it over to Nitin to talk about today's topic.
So that was an introduction about the company. I'll just focus on one thing that Deba said, the managed service aspect of our solution. It's a joke between me and my co-founder, Kanan. We said that when we started off, I'm going to take care of the innovation on the product side. You better come up with an innovation on the business side. I don't care. You need to innovate something, right? And it has been this collaboration that we've done over the last few years, this idea of providing observability as a managed solution. Like we work with customers and we do exactly what they want us to do. It's not that we build a tool and there is a whole professional services organization for which you have to pay extra. No, everything is included in the service that we sell, and it also is it's been easy to do that because the product has been built with that in mind. So it's not that we are eating up the cost. No, it's not costly for us as well. So that's the innovation that has really helped us deploy across 50 deployments across the different segments of customers, retail, as Deba said. So that's I just wanted to highlight that before we move on.